everyone. So I just got done filming my March budget update, and I'm gonna go ahead and film my April budget for the people that like seeing everything on paper. And it is really useful, as I mentioned in my previous video that I just filmed, to go ahead and just reflect and look over your expenses, because sometimes it might not be as bad, sometimes it might be just as bad, but you learn from your mistakes. But yeah, I found it really useful actually, and very therapeutic in these trying times. So this would be my April budget estimate. April budget 2020. Should I zoom in? Should I zoom in, you guys? April budget. Okay, for my friends that need some zooming, just a little bit. So for income, I always get paid on the last month, on the 15th and the 30th. I use the 30th paycheck to pay for the following 2 weeks, and the 15th for the following 2 weeks. So my estimated income, I estimated to be about $1,858. The deductions that come out of my paycheck automatically, I do belong to a union, so I get deducted for my union fees. I get deducted about 18.4%. And you know, I never really mentioned this a lot, but I do get deducted 18.4% for a pension automatically. I was contributing 4.3% to my 401k, but since I accumulated some debt, I stopped doing that. I was also putting in maybe like $100 into a Roth IRA before everything happened, but I stopped that additional retirement contribution thing. Once I get rid of more debt, I might start contributing again to the 401k. But when you pay down debt, you get a guaranteed return because you're saving that money on interest that you would have otherwise paid. And as we've seen lately with the markets going up and down, it's not always guaranteed. Overall, maybe over 30 years, yes. But so there's nothing wrong with either or, I feel, just as long as you're really learning from your mistakes. Anywho, so the total there would be $37.16, I believe. Let's figure this out. So let's see, 1858 times 2, 37.16. So yeah, so the total here is 37.16. I should put it down here. Total and then when I go over it, I'll put the actual on the other side. So that's 37.16. For my fixed expenses, let's zoom in a little more. Okay, I think that's all it's gonna go. For my fixed expenses, you guys know, you can sing the song with me. We have mortgage, my phone, Spotify. I had gym because I haven't canceled it yet, but it should be $0. Internet, ADT, and an additional fixed expense will be my my warranty, my home warranty that I'm gonna get while I'm getting out of debt and building up my emergency fund, because the home warranty covers big ticket items like my water heater and my mini split, which I use for heat and cooling, heat as a heater and as a cooler. And we do get up to 100 degrees where I live, and you know, freezing temperatures in the winter, so I'm not going to mess with one of those breaking right now. And so that's fixed expenses. So for the mortgage, I plan out to have $1,342. My phone, Sorry, it's not focusing as much. My phone, I plan to have to pay $133.06. Spotify is going to be $9.99. Gym will be $0. Hopefully, they did say they were going to stop auto deducting the gym. Internet is $29.99. I have Spectrum. ADT is $49.99. And my warranty is going to be $55 a month. For ADT, it's just for my peace of mind. Like I mentioned in my previous March budget update, I hope you guys go watch it. It's just so nice when you can look at the screen or your phone and know that there's like no windows opening, no door that you've left open, because I'm pretty like forgetful. And also, if you hear noise and you realize your alarm isn't on, you can go on I can go on my phone from my couch or my bed, which is where I usually am, and just turn it on right away. So and it also helps with like random people that come and knock on your door. Sometimes I feel like it's my neighbor or something, so I go and open it, and I shouldn't really open it. But I think it helps when people hear that I actually have an alarm. You know, when I open the door, the alarm will say open door or whatever. So it kind of deters people. Moving on to my cash envelopes. This really now is fixed expenses because I stopped using cash envelopes. I love filming cash envelopes. They're probably my highest viewed videos also. But just with everything that's going on, I figure it's just more sanitary. Especially with my job, I'm trying to stay on top of it because I do home visits sometimes with the elderly, and I'm just trying to get into the habit of having as little things as possible, carrying them around, and then sanitizing them, because the more things you carry around, the more things you have to worry about and touch, the more you have to sanitize. And so like going to the bank, even using the ATM, sanitize. The money itself, you try not to touch it for maybe like 3 days, I don't know. And then when you go to the store, the grocery store cashiers, you know, they're already having trouble getting face masks and sanitizing and all that stuff. You're gonna go over there and hand them a bill. I'm like, in my opinion, I'm just gonna try to make it easier all around, and with YNAB, it has made it easier. So anyway, that's my whole spiel why I'm not doing cash envelopes at the moment. May well return to it later. So cash envelopes, usually I have groceries, gas, and spending. So groceries is going to be $150 estimate amount. Gas is actually going to be $0 because I have plenty of money left over in gas. I have maybe like $90 something. And then spending is going to be $5. Just to give myself a little something, you know, like, let's not be too depressing, even though that's kind of depressing. Oh, I forgot to total over here my fixed expenses. So total for fixed expenses, let's total that up. $1,342 for the mortgage, $133.06 for the phone, plus $9.99 for Spotify, plus $0 for the gym, plus, I don't know why I put $0, plus $29.99 for the internet. I hope I'm doing all this okay, yeah. $29.99 plus $49.99 for ADT, plus $55 for the warranty, $1620.03 for my fixed expenses. And then, you know, when I do my review, I'll go ahead and put the actual over here. For cash envelopes, it is so sad that I can do this in my head because it's such, well, maybe, okay, it's not sad. You know what? I have a roof over my head. I have groceries in my fridge, and so far good health. Let's take all the precautions that we have. So I have it pretty good. So the total for my variable expenses I plan is $155. And you know, I was scrolling through Instagram the other day, and I do follow Pope Francis, and it just put so much into perspective. It made me sad, but he was like, let's go ahead and pray. This is paraphrasing. He said it much more beautifully. He said, let us pray for the homeless at a time when we are supposed to be at home. And that made me just so sad. And he was like, and hopefully we can help them and welcome them into the church. And I was like, oh my goodness, Pope Francis. That was beautiful, you know? And so it made me realize how fortunate I am with everything I have. And I told my mom right away, I was like, Mom, we're really fortunate right now in these trying times. So moving on, sinking funds, I have utilities. I have car expense, medical and dental. I have gifts, giving, electronics, clothing, house maintenance, YNAB. It's what I use to track all my spending. And then my emergency fund or savings. So for my sinking funds or future troubles, I estimate $90 for utilities, $160 car expense, $10 for medical and dental, $40 for gifts, $40 for giving, electronics $10, clothing $10, house maintenance $100. They say you're supposed to take like the value of your house and multiply it by 2% or 1.5%, 1.5% to 3%, and what you get at the end of that is what you're supposed to be saving each month towards house maintenance. Mine is more like, to be honest, like $200, but that's what it's getting for now. At least it's getting something, you know. YNAB is $7, and my emergency fund I plan to put away $638 with 97 cents. Hopefully I did that right. Debt, so I have my roof debt. I have about $1,195 on it left over to pay. It's 0 interest, and then I have my car payment. So again, slow paying debt, we're gonna do the minimums. Roof is gonna be $500, so that should bring it down to about $695. And hopefully it's, I really like the roofing company that I went with. The people were super nice, and hopefully, you know, this is helping them too as a smaller business to, you know, get through these times. So I look at it as a good thing that I'm slow paying my debt, because I can give them the money and, you know, at least I have some revenue, because again, the company I went with was super good. My car payment, $300. Honda, they got plenty of money. They can wait on my money for now. And plus they're getting the interest on that. So $300 for now. Let's see. So the total for my debt payment amount this month is going to be $800. Total for my sinking funds or future savings is going to be, let's see, let's calculate this. It's going to be 90 plus 160 plus 10 plus 40 plus 40 plus 10 plus 10 plus 100 plus 7 plus 638.97 is 1105.97 for my future savings goals and all that jazz. So I feel like that's pretty good in terms of savings. I am expecting a little bit of mileage reimbursement towards the end of the month, but again, if it doesn't hit soon enough, it'll have to be budgeted for May. But that's pretty much for my April budget. I hope you guys are doing well, and I hope that we got through this together and you guys are staying safe at home. I'm gonna see if I can make my own mask this weekend and do other things, but I'll talk to you guys later. Comment down below if you like the video and if you want to continue me doing my paper spreads. I will also continue to film my YNAB paycheck updates too, for sure, because YNAB is awesome. But anywho, I hope you guys are doing great. Stay safe and stay well. Bye.